hits, it's going to be...
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our August 19th McCordsville Advisory Plan Commission meeting. Can I have a roll call, please?
Scott Shipley.
Here.
Dr. John Price.
Here.
Brianne Schneckenberger.
Here.
Devin Stetler.
Here.
Chad Gooding.
Here.
Brian Hurley.
Yeah.
Katie Reichert.
Here.
Before we begin, let me advise that all testimony is being recorded this evening. All persons speaking will be asked to give their name for the record, to spell their last name so that our minutes are accurate. Please turn off all cell phones. The order of those speaking would be the petitioner would have 10 minutes in which to make his or her presentation, followed by 10 minutes for all remonstrators to speak, 5 minutes for any government officials who wish to address the issues, and then 5 minutes for rebuttal by the petitioner. Our attorney will give each side a 2-minute and 1-minute warning as time is expiring. We ask that all persons conduct themselves in a civil manner and reserve the right to request those who are disruptive to leave. With that, Ryan will call the first order of business. Any agenda considerations this evening?
No specific agenda considerations, but I do know there's at least one person here that would like to make a public comment not related to any of the items on the agenda. We don't normally do that, but there's any harm in doing so. So if you want to ask for any non-agenda public hearing items, we can certainly do that. They would have stick to the other items tonight. But your guys' call.
Okay. I'm okay if we allow the
Yeah,
persons. Yeah.
Let's let them do it up front.
Yep. We'll go ahead. We'll allow that. Do we need to make a motion or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, come on up to the podium and we'll listen to what you got.
My name is Tim Plank, P-L-A-N-K. I live at 5198 West 900 North. The property behind me is Somerton subdivision, lot number 200 is right next to my grain bin. Here's my grain bin, here's lot 200. This is supposed to be a drainage well. It's really low at this end. Water drains, runs down there really good. Right through here, there's a high spot. This is standing water, more of a mosquito pit this summer.
I can imagine.
Frog pond, mosquito pit. Their lawnmower, whoever mows Somerton, they've been stuck in here twice. I would like to see a Lennar force to fix the drainage problem before they get done with that subdivision and leave that area before they cross the street and start on their new one. So that's the reason I'm here. They told, last I was here a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, talked about their construction trash, and they gave me their cards, said call them if they have a problem. I called them numerous times, never talked to nobody, and left voicemails, and they never called me back. So
Is
if
the
you can do something about construction trash,
Is this still bad as well?
ongoing, well, it's not so bad now because everything's built around me, but when they start across the road, I'm sure it's gonna be the same thing. And it's not just an R, it's all the builders, so you guys need to stay on top of whoever's doing the inspections to force the issue to make sure the builders take care of their trash and don't put it up on the landowners around them to clean it up for them, so.
We will, I will pass along the drainage comment to our town engineer and he'll probably have his stormwater tech go out there and take a look at that and then determine what the solution is, and we'll convey that to Lennar and work with them to get that addressed. And then we'll circle back around, and can you maybe provide your phone number on a piece of paper for us tonight? We can get a hold of you, and
Yeah,
and then we'll also talk with our inspectors about keeping an eye on trash.
okay, thank you.
And then can you, since he presented it to the board tonight, can you maybe follow up with us next month
Sure.
and just
Yeah.
give us an update?
Absolutely, yep. I don't think we had any other public comments for non-agenda items, but if we did, we certainly could listen to those now, I guess
Any
not.
other non-agenda items? Okay. Looks like the next item under the agenda is approval of our minutes from July, which I'm not able to vote on. But
I'll make a motion to approve the July minutes.
Second.
there is a first and a second for approval of our July minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Looks like under old business, Ryan, we have one item, PC-25-019. MI Homes request for a favorable recommendation for an amendment to the Rockport PUD.
Yeah, so thank you, Mr. President. This should sound very familiar. This is virtually the same presentation you heard last month in regards to the Helms Mill PUD. This is regarding the 24-inch corner wrap amendment to this PUD. Just a quick redux. Rockport is located on the north side of 900 North. It's about an 80-acre project with 129 lots in the PUD. Again, this PUD is one of a handful in town that has this 24-inch outside corner wrap requirement in it. Petitioner is seeking to remove that requirement in lieu of some additional, slightly different language. Again, this let me back up. Here's kind of the proposed conditions. Again, the blue house and the red house are kind of what's happened in practice with these 24-inch corner wraps. And then the tan house is essentially showing what the amendment would produce in the future if this were adopted. So we have finalized that pick list language. It's there on the screen. I know it's really difficult to read. Just at a real high level, you saw this last month. We did make some small tweaks per your direction last month. This is the finalized language that we've settled on. So things that would be allowed in lieu of the 24-inch would be a four-sided brick or stone wainscot. That would be all four sides of the house. That the applicable side elevation feature at least two other siding materials, if not already required by the PUD. The applicable side elevation would have similar finish detailing to the front elevation. The applicable side elevation would feature a minimum of 1x6 trim board located in the gable area of the side elevation. The applicable side elevation would have at least one additional window in excess of any other window requirements of that particular PUD. The use of corbels, trusses, or other under the overhang architectural features as provided or that are provided. The applicable site elevation would have some other architectural feature as determined by the ARC, and then F, there's just a small typo. So that is the list that we've settled on. This was approved, the Helms Mill version of this was approved last month, or this month at Town Council. So this is really just kind of rinse and repeat of your actions last month. Process tonight is this introduction. We certainly can have an introduction or presentation by the petitioner if you'd like to hear it, but it would be the same as last month's. Public hearing, rebuttal from that, any questions from the board, final staff comments, and it's eligible for action tonight. And your options are a favorable recommendation, unfavorable, no recommendation, which is essentially a neutral recommendation, or to continue it. So with that said, open up to the board if they'd like to hear a presentation from the petitioner.
Any questions or comments from the board? Any desire to hear the presentation?
No, we've heard it before, so.
Okay, well, if the board is okay, I'd like to open it up to the hearing. So with that, we'd like to open this matter up to the public. If the public has any comments they want to make on the matter. Ryan, can you have the record state that nobody wished to make a comment on the matter? With the public hearing now closed, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to make a favorable recommendation for PC 25019.
Second.
There is a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Ryan, it looks like we have one item under new business, PC-25-028, Town of McCordsville's request for a favorable recommendation on amendments to various PD ordinances in relation to the 24-inch masonry corner treatment.
Yeah, so this is something we've talked about in the past and with both the Plan Commission and the ARC, but kind of after MI identified this issue and went through its process with Helms Mill and Rockport, that the town determined if we're going to do that in these PUDs, we need to address the remainder of our PUDs that have this. I will make a couple caveats. We had one builder who has this language in their PUD, which failed to complete public notice for this item tonight, and so we were not going to hold up the other petitioners that did do their public notice. So we are moving forward without that particular item. We let that petitioner know that they certainly have the right to file their own amendment, just like MI did, and go through the process. But again, we did this because we wanted to address an issue. Staff went through, we did public hearing signs, we did the newspaper notice, we created the petition, we gave them the list of adjoinder letters to be mailed, and all they had to do was mail the letters. So, sorry if you couldn't get that accomplished. We're not holding everyone else up for that. So, and then we had one other neighborhood that does have this language, but that neighborhood's about 50% built out. It's Hampton Walk. And we did not feel that was appropriate to make this change in a neighborhood that was that mature and advanced. So they're not included in this. So what that leaves us with tonight are Alexander Ridge 2, Creekside, and Jacoby Farm. So that would be the 3 PUDs that we are essentially editing them to the exact same thing that we did with Helms Mill and Rockport. Same slide as before. That is the exact same pick list, including the typo at the bottom of the page being the exact same typo. So same thing, I won't repeat all of it, but this is, our intent was to have all this language match, and it does match. So that makes it easier from an enforcement and administration standpoint for us, as well as being equitable for the building community. So, yeah. So that is that, same process as before. There is no petitioner's presentation, so we are ready for public hearing if you would like to proceed with that.
I'd like to open it up to the public. If anyone from the public wishes to make a comment on the matter or ask a question. Ryan, please have the records reflect that nobody came forward. With that, if there's no further discussion from the board, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion for a favorable recommendation on PC 25028.
Second?
I have a first and a second for a favorable recommendation. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any other new business from the floor, Ryan?
Not that I'm aware of.
Any announcements?
No, not really. Your signal, I did inquire about that. The drop dead deadline is mid-November,
Okay.
but that contractor is well ahead of schedule. So contractually, they have till mid-November to install the signal at Mount Comfort and Brookside/Emerald Springs, but they're considerably ahead of schedule. So we think it'll go in sooner than that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the board? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second? We have a first and